Hey, I'm Marcus.
And I'm Nick.
We are Working Class Nerds.
Cue the intro. That's right. We are Working Class Nerds. The podcast that gives you no information about your favorite information.
Today is December 5th, 2019. That means we're 20 days away from Christmas.
What?
You can find this. He plays paintball. He's a game streamer. And he makes awesome speakers or does something for Bose. Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Buzzsprout, Google Podcasts, and Stitcher. You can also find the both of us on Twitter. I am at MarcusB814.
And I am at Nick Vern. That's NickVern. And this week's episode, we have Driggsy. He's a mixer partner, streamer, and amazing paintball player. So welcome to the show, Driggsy. And what have you been up to this week?
Wow, I just gotta say that was impressive. This is officially my first podcast that I've ever been on.
Whoa.
So thank you guys for taking my podcast virginity. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. We've slayed several podcasting hymens. It's all good.
We've been trying. Yeah, we've been trying to, in the background. I've been trying to get you on the show for like 4 months.
Yeah, I keep hearing like, oh yeah, we're gonna have Driggsy on like in the next couple episodes. Oh yeah, we're gonna have Driggsy on the next couple episodes, and then we just don't.
No, it's my fault completely.
Right.
I completely just forget about everything all the time.
I'm super happy to be here.
All right, awesome. So, tell us about what have you been playing? What have you been doing these past couple weeks?
All right, so yeah, after Thanksgiving break, we've been back and back in the normal streaming routine. I've been going through Fortnite, been playing the normal Fortnite that the kids like me to play. Doing sub games, which is essentially where any subscriber can join in and we can try to get some dubs. I'm also going through the new Star Wars game, Fallen Order, which I'm wicked excited to talk about later on. I'm loving that game, dude.
Too.
That's one of my favorite games right now, man. I used to play the old Dark Souls back in the day. Like I played like Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3 on stream. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, dude, Fallen Order just it took my heart. It's amazing.
Wow.
But yeah, besides that, just ready for the weekend.
Actually, I stopped by your stream last night and I did see you win Battle Royale in Fortnite. I did see it.
Dude, that was such a funny win that you saw too.
Well, yeah, because you were
last night.
Yeah, go ahead. You explain it because it was ridiculous.
Dude, that was mad funny. So last night, I don't know why, I just had this idea. I was like, all right, what if we try to get a win with just us whispering? So for the entire 20-minute match, me and my teammates were just whispering into our mic. It was like an ASMR type stream, like bring the mic up real close like this. And hope you can get that dub.
When you were playing, you were like, "Shh, we're in the library." And I'm like, "How the fuck can you even keep a straight face?" Because that's the thing. Like a podcast, you can't see our faces.
So we do all kinds of weird things. And
yeah,
it's no big
exactly.
deal.
We could be naked here and nobody would know, but on a stream. You're trying to keep a straight face while concentrating on playing. And something else that I noticed about your stream was you have a camera on you, but you also have a camera on your keyboard, which is fascinating to me because I would feel super self-conscious about anybody seeing me have to use my 2 fingers of death.
Yeah, man. That's something that I just recently added. It's been something that's kind of been popular amongst the Fortnite community just because, I don't know, there's just something about it. If you're a good Fortnite player, I'm not saying I'm a good Fortnite player by any means, but when you're a professional Fortnite player and you see people building like crazy and moving their mouse all around and stuff, it's really fun to watch. The main reason why I have a keyboard cam is it's just because I want to show off my keyboard. That's it. That's it. So I have a Ducky 1.2 Mini with this fancy ass USB-C with an aviator clip, not a clip. What is it? An aviator breakaway cable that I just like to show off. That's basically it.
Now, how long has it taken?
Cool.
We can get into your stream and stuff later. I could go on for on. But I do have one request as we get through the Fallen Order stuff.
Yep.
Don't kill me on spoilers because I'm not allowed to play it until Christmas because my daughter's going to get me the game for Christmas.
Right.
So
I
just
think
don't crush the end. Like, I understand the canon parts
Yeah.
because it's kind of hard not to hear about it. But if there's something super spoily, don't.
Yeah. So basically, let's just not talk about that final mission.
Ooh, dude, I haven't even gotten there, so let's definitely not talk about that
Oh,
mission.
perfect. I'll keep everything to myself. This is perfect.
Yes,
Okay.
please. I'm
All right.
only like about 10 hours in.
Okay. So yeah. You're right where I was last episode. That's perfect. So I finished the game, but we'll talk about. Let's just go through our weeks quick, and then we'll chat about Jedi Fallen Order after. So Marcus, what have you been up to this week?
All right. So I love the Switch.
Yeah.
I'm really hooked on the
Yes.
Switch.
I'm so glad I pushed you to get that.
Okay, so I'm a PC gamer, and I had a PlayStation 4 Pro, and I never used it. So I traded Nick for a Switch, whatever.
And some goodies. It was an even trade.
Yeah, it was great. It was perfect. But I am so goddamn addicted to the Switch.
Yeah.
So I never played I played Diablo 3 on my computer for like a day, and I was like, this isn't for me. But I've been playing it on my Switch like a champion.
Yeah, and it's way better.
Well, dude, I put the Switch on my belly when I'm in bed, okay? and it gets leaned up, and I have the Pro Controller, and the Pro Controller sits around my balls in my like belly button.
Yep.
And I just jam the whole time, and it's the greatest thing ever. And like I'm enjoying that game so much. So the Pokemon thing, I've never played Pokemon ever, but
Yeah, wait, can we just take a time out real quick and explore that? You've never played any Pokemon game ever. Does that blow your mind, Driggsy?
Marcus, I'm with you on that, man.
okay. So I saw.
I know, don't hate me.
No, I don't hate it at all. I never played it either. So I Google searched Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Yep.
When it was getting close.
Yeah.
I did it once. And then all of a sudden,
Every
ad was Pokemon Sword and Shield. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, oh shit.
They're
God
always
damn it.
listening.
And then I started watching videos on it, and I'm like, oh my god, hype train. And then all of a sudden one day I was like, choo, I'm on it.
Yeah.
I'm getting this thing.
Pulled the trigger.
I did. So I bought the sword version. I'm only like 3 hours in. It's a definite different type of game than what I'm used to.
Yeah.
It's like a cross of an MMO sandbox RPG, but then like it's like turn-based combat, like the old school JRPGs.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of get tired playing it because it's not like exciting.
Yeah, it's like the same mechanics over and over. Charmander, use flamethrower.
Yeah.
Well, I know Charmander doesn't learn flamethrower. Charizard does, but you get what I'm saying.
Well, anyway.
Ember.
Yeah, but I've been playing it. It's been fun. And then in SOTOR, I quit marauding. I hung up the Corruptor Blades, and I'm a tank now for the team and for Death Star Troopers, and they've been dealing with my shittiness. But we've been building our way back up, and it's actually been really fun to go from playing as a DPS class to a tank class where, you're worried about damaging things. Now all I have to do is worry that the bosses are... I'm holding the bosses so they're not killing my teammates.
Right.
And my healers are awesome because they keep me alive because I recently purchased an MMO mouse that has the 12 buttons on the side.
Yeah.
And I'm terrible. Okay? I'm not good at typing. So you think PC gamer should be able to know where the keys are on the keyboard? I'm fucking terrible.
Yeah.
I can't figure it out. Like, I know where my F button is because in Call of Duty, that was my action key.
Yeah, it also has a dot on it.
The F?
Yeah.
Oh.
F and J both have dots on them.
J? Who goes
Little F nipple.
Yeah, but who actually goes over to J?
Well, you don't when you're playing video games, but you do when you're typing.
So right now I've got Q, WASD, QE, F, and R pretty much on lock.
Okay.
Everything else is just fucking
Question
bonus.
marks.
Yeah, if I go to hit the 4 key, I could be hitting 7 or I could be hitting 1. It's anything.
Once you get up to that other row, forget
But mind
about
you,
it.
I've been playing on a PC for years.
Right.
I'm just terrible. I'm a terrible human being when it comes to that. So it's been really fun to learn the mouse and realize how much easier it makes life.
Right.
With a button, with a mouse that has 12 buttons, but I could never play a first-person shooter with that mouse.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
It's way too big, and like I have big hands, but it
It's
doesn't.
like too bulky for that.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right. Like my other mouse is so like
Ergonomic.
like yes, that's the word.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Anyways, I did my Black Friday shopping, and
Did you go in person?
well, of course I went in person.
You waited in line again this year?
Every year,
Ooh.
we smashed skulls, bro. Like,
Where'd you end up going?
well, the big ticket item this year was at Target. It was. Do you want me to tell you what it was? What the fuck?
Whoa.
Let's hear it.
So you just got 4,000 Discord bleeps in a row.
Yeah, exactly. At least
Ooh.
it doesn't come up on Audacity. But anyway, so it was a two-person kid Jeep. It was like,
Oh, what?
hell yeah.
Is that for you, Marcus? Or?
Oh yeah. A fucking 275-pound guy getting in a little kid Jeep.
Right.
Madness. No, it's for the kids, but it's regularly like $700.
Yeah.
$220.
Wow.
Oh.
That's
what
a
a
mega
deal.
deal.
Yeah, so there was only 2 of them in the store. So
Oh,
like
so
when
you
the
had
doors
to-
opened, like literally I'm the linebacker, so I run in and just destroy everybody. And Tom runs around me, and he runs and sprints and finds it in the store. And then when people are like, I'm getting it, he's like, fuck you, I'll kill you. And so we locked it down. So
Yeah, he's in the military too, so he could actually kill them.
yeah, so
We'll leave it at that.
We are successful. Kid Jeep on the way. Santa's the man.
Yeah, Marcus and Tom have been going Black Friday shopping for as long as
Oh.
there have forever.
Yeah, I think we're on like 13 years.
Yeah,
14 years.
I hopped in.
Oh.
And it's
I
like
hopped in-
tradition. Like I like it.
Yeah,
And like perfect way to like settle your stomach from after eating all that Thanksgiving food.
Yeah.
Go stand in line for fucking 30 hours.
for like 6 or 8 hours.
and let me tell you, every year it's a different group of people. So, one year we've seen like pregnant moms that are going there for like all the baby stuff. And
Right.
another year it was just a bunch of kids going for like Xboxes and TVs.
Yep.
One year it was, I think they were degenerate gamblers because they were buying 7 TVs for their house to watch
Oh
all
my
the
God.
different sporting events at the same time. So I think they were
Oh.
just gamblers.
Oh, that could be it. Yeah.
But it's I've almost run somebody over in a parking lot because I was trying to get to the store before and be the first person in line, and he kind of jumped out in front of the van, and it was just whatever. Old news.
So what time do you like normally leave the house at?
So it depends what time the store opens. So let's say if the store opens at 1, we are usually in line like 8:30, 9 o'clock. But we
like 1 in the morning and 8:30.
yeah. So but
yeah.
usually
Okay.
but it used to be before all these people were crazy and stores opened earlier. It used to be like stores opened at 5 a.m. and we were in line at like 9 or 10 o'clock at night because back then that's when like flat screen TVs were like it. So
Right.
when you could get a 50-inch flat screen TV for $200, you were like, dude, I have to be there.
Yeah, normally they're like 1,000 plus, and
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
$200.
This is back in the day. Now everybody has a flat screen. Can you imagine? I'm going to put it in perspective. If somebody handed you a 32-inch flat screen, you'd be like, thanks. What the fuck am I going to do with this thing?
right. Yeah,
Where if it was 5 years ago, you'd be like, fuck yeah, I got a 32-inch flat screen. I'm going to find something to use this for.
right.
Maybe put it in the bar. Now you go to your man bar and you're like, fuck, I want like a 46 for my man bar.
Right.
You know what I mean? A
Right.
32. What the hell is that? You can buy a 32-inch flat screen for
Anywhere.
like $100 now.
Right.
Anyways, Nick, tell me about your week.
So, in the 2 weeks between episodes here, I had to stop and think about it when I was writing my notes. I'm like, because this this week, the most recent week, I did not play a whole lot of games at all. I've been working a bunch. I picked up a bunch of shifts because Christmas is coming up. But then I stopped and thought about it. I'm like, oh yeah, no. But the week prior to that, I played a ton of games. So much so that I finished the roughly 40 hours or so campaign from Jedi Fallen Order.
Wow.
And
Congratulations.
and jammed on Call of Duty a bunch. So last episode I was at like, I don't know, 10 or 15 hours, something like that. And I
Mhm.
finished it. So that's a lot of hours. 25 or so, 20 or 25 hours.
It took you to beat it?
No, 20 or 25 hours in that 1 week alone.
Oh, yeah. That's
I put in some serious work.
yeah, that is work. That's a good job.
So I want to talk about this more later, but I loved it. It was fantastic. We will not get into any end of the game spoilers because I know Driggsy's only about 10 hours in.
Well, and two, and I want to break this down because Nick didn't like it in the beginning.
I did not. I definitely. And I'll
Ooh.
talk. I want to talk all about that.
Anyways,
Okay.
Also, obviously, watched the new Mandalorian episodes, and I watched the new Rick and Morty episodes, which I totally forgot were even coming out, and then until episode 2 was already out, and I watched all of those. Episodes 1, 2, and 3 are out, and they're fantastic. That was pretty.
I gotta catch up on those still.
What is Rick and Morty?
You've never watched Rick and Morty?
Marcus, have you never lived?
It's probably the
Driggsy,
funniest.
I have kids. Dad life. Like,
Dude, you
True,
gotta
true,
watch
true.
it.
Okay.
It's
You're excused.
and I play an MMO, so it's so
those are basically 2 lives.
exactly. I have dad life and MMO life.
Right. Rick and Morty, oh man, this is quite the tall order to summarize it in like one sentence. It's probably the funniest adult cartoon ever.
Ever.
Well, okay, you could put up South Park next to it too. But it's like that. It's a different type of humor entirely from South Park, but
To be fair, you have to have a very high IQ to understand Rick and Morty. The humor is extremely subtle, and without a solid... Okay, I'm going to stop there. Please tell me you know that copy pasta.
Yes, I do.
Okay, good.
Wait a minute.
Thank you.
All right. Well,
Do you even know what a copy pasta is?
no.
It's a Reddit thing. But anyways, back at the ranch. So Rick and Morty season 4.
Listen, I do like the Reddit, but I only use like 3 of their like subreddits. It's like, that's it.
Yeah, I get you. R SOTOR, R funny, and that's about it.
No. Oh no. It's
The Mandalorian.
okay. Can I interject in what you've been doing real quick?
Of course, go ahead.
So the greatest follow ever on Instagram.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
It's called Jim Hardos. Okay. Everybody should follow Jim Hardos.
JYM.
Yeah, like no GYM. Like it like
GYM,
workout gym. Like there's some videos and like
It's just people doing
ridiculous shit
Yeah.
at the gym, and people are like
Making fun of them.
recording it, and it's fucking so funny. I got lost for like 25 minutes just watching every single one that was posted today, laughing my ass off. So much that I faked having to go to the bathroom
So you
just
could
so I
keep
could watch
watching?
more.
That's amazing.
Yes,
That's perfect.
Jim Hardos. Anyway, so what else, Nick?
A whole bunch of Call of Duty, but there's not a whole lot to report there. That's just like
Have you hit prestige level?
no. So
What?
I'm not into
Your shit is weak.
Dude, it takes me a long time. I only play for like an hour at a
No. Excuses. You just said you
Dude,
played a shit ton and you haven't hit your first prestige level.
Yeah, but I don't think there is a prestige. It's like you hit 55 and then there's something else happens and you go to 155 eventually. I forget. It's a different system now that you don't prestige anymore.
That's fucking dumb.
I know. I agree. But I almost have my M4A1 maxed out. I think that's
Nice.
I don't know what the max level is, like 50 something or 60, and I'm level 49 with it.
I heard they fixed it in a patch where like the spawn points have gotten better.
Yeah, I have so like a lot of my big complaints from when I first played it are definitely better. They made the claymores way less deadly. They made that stupid shotgun. They nerfed the crap out of it, so that's not as cheap anymore. I don't really see anyone using it anymore because it used to be this under barrel shotgun was like a sniper rifle, and you could shoot people from like assault rifle distances and kill them with one shot, which was obviously not right. They fixed that. I have not noticed that the spawns have been very bad. I think it's a lot better, honestly, than at launch, and I've been enjoying it like pretty wholeheartedly. So if you're on the fence, if you like the old school like Modern Warfare 2 Call of Duty, I think you're gonna get something fairly similar with this new one. I mean, obviously, I only play it like 45 minutes or an hour at a clip because it gets a little bit repetitive sometimes, but. Have
you had a chance to play the new Crash re-release?
No, I played while I played it since that update, but I did not play that map. I played it last night for like a half hour, but I was trying to do the part of one of the challenges was like capture 15 flags in Ground War, so I played a few matches at Ground War trying to capture some flags so I could get a cool gun. I forget what it's for. The Infiltrator or something.
Circling back to Call of Duty, how do you like that controller?
Oh, what the hell's the
Astro.
company? Astro. I forget
the
name.
C40.
Yes. Yeah. So that came in the Swaparoo. Marcus had bought it at PAX, and that is way better, dramatically better than the PS4 controller.
Yeah.
It's
nice.
like an Xbox
Elite.
It's like an Xbox Elite
I
controller.
love my Xbox Elite controller. I fucking
I
love
have
that thing.
I have like the extra long analog stick on the right side, so like you're aiming one, so it makes your sensitivity like you can move. It's better for aiming and things like that, at least for me, and that's way better. Like I feel like I'm the best. Maybe it's just because I'm older and I'm not an idiot teenager anymore, but like I'm the best at this Call of Duty as I have been on any Call of Duty before, and I'm not very good at any of them, but comparatively I should say. And I think a good chunk of it has to do with that controller too. That makes a big difference.
The trigger pulse does it for me.
That too. So the on that controller you can shorten the trigger pull so it's not as long as a normal controller, which that helps me a lot. Like in encounters where you're both turning and shooting at each other.
Yeah.
You can get that first shot off, which makes a big difference.
The controller was legit. I totally got sucked into that controller.
Yeah.
You try to talk me out of it. You're like, you're not going to use it.
And they're like, dude, you don't play with your PS4. And he's like, dude.
Use it.
Yeah.
I used it.
Like one
That
time.
controller's sick.
Like one time.
Worth it.
Definitely worth it. But that's it for me. Do you want to got any SOTOR news for us?
Yeah, so there's not much news. It's been quiet on the home front. The European servers, man.
They're all screwed up.
They're all fucked up. And I feel bad for them because, like, it seems like every day one of the French or the German or the American-speaking EU servers are coming offline.
English speaking?
Isn't that what it just said?
He said American speaking.
America. Anyway, they came off. They've been coming offline a lot. I don't know what's going on. I feel bad for them because, like, when they come offline, I think it's like the European peak time. Like people are out of work and their servers offline.
Yeah.
Shit sucks. It's like when Xbox and like PlayStation decide to do their update at peak time, and you're like, get out of work, and you're like, man, I really want to play this. You go to sign in,
and it's like, wah, wah.
Yeah, exactly.
Terrible.
But do you guys know about the Google Stadia?
Oh yeah.
I do
Do you have
not.
one?
What is that?
Do you have one, Driggs?
No, I didn't get one.
So
I got a chance to play with it at PAX West, like before they actually came out.
what did you think?
And I don't know, I wasn't blown away by the controller design, so that influenced a lot of my like purchase decision. But honestly, I knew it wasn't gonna end up working out. It's just so much information that has to be processed like over the internet in order for it to happen. But yeah, Marcus, like break it down, like
All
what
right.
Stadia is.
Okay, so the Stadia is a full streaming service game console. So basically, they give you a controller. It's all streaming. So you don't need. So you're using somebody else's server to play the game,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all over the internet. So you want to play Shadow of the Tomb Raider, you can play it. They say you can get 60 frames a second in 4K right to your computer.
Wow.
Obviously, it's not true. It is. I don't think the technology is there 100%. I think they're going to make it better, just like every other game. No game comes out completed now
Yeah.
because they got to patch it. But basically, Google promised way too much. I think if this would have been a success if they were like, look at your guaranteed 1080p, 60 frames a second at launch, and there's going to be 10 games available.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, the thing I don't understand, though, is you have to still purchase the game, which you don't actually own, and then you have to pay for their subscription service. So whether it's $15 a month, $100 a year, whatever it is, but you still have to buy their $60 game.
Right.
So why would you do that and not own the game?
Yeah, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
You know what
to
I mean?
me.
Because, like,
Yeah.
if the PlayStation 4 goes away, you already own the game. You'll always be able to play that game as long as that hard drive doesn't fail,
Right.
right, in the
Yeah.
system.
But if
Where-
like Google cancels the service of
Yeah,
Stadia,
your money's gone.
right. You can't use that. Yeah,
Right.
that's kind of silly.
What's intriguing for me now
Mm-hmm.
is it's an easy way for me to just pay a subscription and not have to have an Xbox or a PlayStation.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like for me, it's really intriguing because you can essentially if I'm traveling or whatever, I just take my laptop and I got the controller and now I can play a game anywhere I want
Right.
as long as the bandwidth is good enough.
Right.
But the technology is not there yet, and they promised a huge library of games, and there's really not a ton.
Yeah.
Um,
Because you're definitely not going to get any exclusives.
Well, no. What they were saying is there's all the new games were going to be available, but really of the big games, I think it's Assassin's Creed Origins, or Odyssey, sorry, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Destiny 2, and there was something else. But they did like a side-by-side comparison of a PC rig with, I want to say, a 2060 versus the Google Stadia, normal 16 gigs of RAM, whatever, a normal person's computer.
Yeah, not your ridiculous one.
Yeah. And and they were getting like, it was definitely upscaled to 4K. It wasn't true 4K. And you could see the difference in the computer version. And it was just so much more crisp on a PC. So I think eventually it's going to be better.
Right.
But again, it's $129. So it's kind of one of those things where you're just like, we'll wait and see, but it could turn out to be something worthwhile.
Right.
But if they
I
come
definitely think that cloud computing and like cloud computed gaming is definitely like the wave of the future, but until we have like more stable internet connections like across the entire United States, like available to every single person, I don't know. I feel like it's going to be a really hard achievement to get to.
Something that happened to me on Black Friday, seeing that you were saying about cloud computing, is you can get an Xbox One S. Why anybody would ever buy an Xbox One S now, but with no disk drive for $150.
Wow, that's
like
cheap.
I almost bought one
That's
just
a deal.
because, for $150.
Yeah.
I think you get bullshit Fortnite with it, but who actually plays Fortnite? I'm just anyway. I'm sorry I've rambled on about that, but what I'm saying is the new PlayStation 5 is going to have a disk drive still.
Right.
So clearly they're not ready to just cut out the discs.
I prefer the disc because, like, if you don't have I have a good internet connection, thankfully, but I prefer it. I also just like that, like, I don't know, that I guess it's like an old person keeping money under their mattress. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
It's that same mentality. It's like I want, like, the physical thing to see because, like, I don't trust that new fandangled technology with the banks and their digital cards.
But if you buy a game on a computer, you don't actually own it. It's,
That's true.
It's
the same
just on
deal.
a hard drive.
Yeah.
It's the same thing on a PlayStation. You just have a disc.
Right.
And
I
it's
could
not
lose
like the
disc and
Xbox
everything.
360 and the PlayStation 3 where you could put the disc in and it just plays. You still have to download it onto your hard drive.
Right. Yeah, but once you have it downloaded, then you can just put the disc in and go. I know. I'm old school, I guess. I just like the disc.
You're an old man.
I am. Fuck. It happened so fast.
Okay.
I'm going grayer by the second.
Well,
Okay.
really quick, before we move off the whole like cloud computing thing, have you guys heard of Project xCloud?
No.
Negatory.
All right, so Project xCloud is essentially Google's answer to the Stadia. So basically, it's currently in beta right now.
Wait, do
and
you
they
mean
have
Microsoft's answer to Google Stadia?
Oh, yeah, what did I say? Sorry.
You said Google's
Google's-
answer to the Stadia.
Yeah, Microsoft's answer to Google Stadia.
Okay.
And so essentially right now it's in beta currently, and there are 50 plus games that you can play completely without needing to actually, be connected to a console or anything like that. It's all done via cloud computing, and supposedly it works pretty well. Like, people are playing like Halo 5, I believe, and like the graphics on it held up decently well compared to if you were playing it on the console. So I definitely think that like there is a possibility that we could be getting it like sooner than anticipated, but it's still in testing phases right now. It's just pretty cool because like you're going to be able to download the Xbox game streaming app on your phone or something like that, then connect your Xbox controller to your phone, and then you can play it wherever you go basically.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is, there's no like you don't have to pay like the $129 or whatever it is for the Stadia. It's I think it's included with your Xbox like Game Pass subscription. It's pretty dope.
Right. So that's what I was going to say, and that's the other thing about like Google Stadia that I don't like is that you still have to buy the game. If I'm going to say, I don't care if it's $15 a month. I pay $15 a month for my MMO subscription to SOTOR, right? But I don't mind paying a subscription because EA's Origin Access I think is $15 a month.
Something like that.
Well, I think the unlimited one is $30 a month, but the like part-time one is $15, where I think you can get like 2 games a month that you can play.
Yeah.
But really, truly, if you're going to play something, you're going to play it for a month anyways, and then move on.
Right.
So I do agree. And if anybody's going to make it right, I think it's going to be Microsoft because they've been collecting the data on the Xbox for how many years now? I mean, they created online gaming. You could say the PlayStation 2 did, but that's a crock of shit. SOCOM 2.
SOCOM, yeah.
SOCOM 2 online was terrible. It was nothing compared to Halo.
Right.
When Halo took over the world.
That's true.
When does the Halo 5 come out?
Halo Infinite?
Yeah.
I think that comes out. I mean, they keep on moving the release date back and back. I want to say 2020, but
Yeah.
don't quote me on that.
Well, I don't get mad when somebody delays a game. I don't at all.
No, I don't care at all.
Because
Great.
Well, yeah, I don't
Make
mind.
it right. I don't care.
Exactly, make it right. If it gets delayed a year, it's because it's not ready.
Yeah.
Don't be like EA.
Exactly.
Don't rush a
Don't
release.
rush a release. Yeah. So, anyways, speaking of EA and things associated with Star Wars, it's time for the Mando Minute. So let's talk.
I have spoken.
Let's talk about the Mandalorian.
Driggsy, have you seen The Mandalorian?
So, unfortunately,
no,
I've
you
only
haven't
the first
seen
2
it?
episodes. I've only seen 2 episodes.
Oh my God! Well, I don't want to spoil
First
episode
2.
3 and 4.
It's okay. It's okay. You guys can talk about it. I'm gonna run to the bathroom really quick.
Oh,
but you guys
perfect.
can continue talking about it.
See,
okay?
it's because he's drinking G Fuel.
Exactly. So that's what you get for drinking.
Gotta get that snow
people.
cone. Oh no, use code DKNation at checkout.
Oh my God.
That's a perfect plug. Wow, what a professional.
All right, I'll be right back.
Okay, I've seen a few.
Anyway, so Nick, so since our last episode, we got E3, episode 3, and episode 4.
Yeah. So right off the bat, can I just take a little credit? Because it's not often that my prophecies are true. Like, I fucked up a bunch of things for Game of Thrones when we had Professor John Redden on. And I was like, yeah, this is going to happen, that's going to happen from the trailers, and none of it was true. But in this episode, in episode 3, when I last episode of Working Class Nerds, I was saying how the Mando is going to take the Beskar, make some armor, and then go back and save Baby Yoda. And sure enough,
Oh, yeah, you called it.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, you definitely did.
So I don't often like to gloat, but I don't get things right all the time, so I got to take advantage of it a little bit.
Boom. I really like the fact that he saved Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
Actually, can we just change it? It's Yoda Baby.
Yoda baby?
Yodi Baby.
Yodi baby?
No, Yoda Baby. I
Oh.
can't speak right now.
Oh, that's fine. You just coughed your lungs out.
Yeah, I don't know why. I was drinking water.
Happens.
Anyways, dude, and then they were like doing something to Yoda Baby. I don't know if it was cloning him or just trying to get his blood.
Yeah, I don't know what. Well, so he clearly that lab guy has stuff. That icon from what the hell's that planet? With the cloning planet from the Clone Wars. Camino on his shoulder. So it definitely has to do with cloning or some kind of like biological sciences like that they're into. So I think they could be trying to clone him, and then he was scanning him to like see what the heck was going on with that. But it was kind of, I bet you we're gonna see that guy again because A, the Mando left him alive. B, he was really advocating for
Yoda Baby
to live, and
Yeah.
he said that like to the Mando right before Mando left.
Yes. Well, I think we're going to see him again because he's still part of whatever Empire's left or whatever.
Right.
He's a part of something.
Which is interesting.
And then going with that, Yoda Baby, if he's a clone,
Mm-hmm.
is he a clone to Yoda?
No, I don't think he's a clone. I think he's just a real baby, but they want to clone him. That's my theory.
Oh, because we don't even know like the what do you
What that
call it?
race is?
Yeah.
I don't either. Yeah, or species, I should
Yeah.
say. Yeah, I
Yoda?
don't know. I think that's going to be a big reveal at the end.
Oh, I agree. I think the new canon that's coming in this show is just blowing me away.
Yeah.
And the Mando clan completely saving the day.
That was great.
I mean,
that was so cool.
Like, there's so much to talk about, and I look forward to Fridays now,
yeah, me too.
and it's great because we get an opportunity to like think about it for the whole week and guess to what's coming on. The whole the entire season released at once. It's not fun.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like
This
if
is
the
way
whole
better.
season came out at once, it would not be the hit it is today.
Right, I agree.
People would have liked it, but they would have been like, "Yeah, it's fun, it's great, whatever."
Yeah.
So
All right, so real quick
And
about episode 4. before
Sure.
Driggsy gets back? So
Yeah, I'm back.
oh, well here.
Oh, all right. ATST.
Do you want? Hang on. I have an idea. How about I'll take my headset off so this doesn't spoil anything.
Okay,
And then if you guys could ping me in Discord, how about that?
perfect.
All right, word.
Marcus, you're operating the Discord.
Or we can just add this in later.
That's true too.
Yeah.
No, I mean we're already almost done though.
All right.
We'll just do that. We'll finish.
Anyways,
it up.
so ATST,
Yeah,
and it's controlled by raiders.
that was really cool to
Admit-
see like the leftover Empire technology being used and
And
like
they-
what that impact.
And they
is.
filled it with a red light.
That was cool.
That was awesome.
Like the evil eyes.
Yes. And they made it in Return of the Jedi, it didn't seem like the
That threatening?
ATSTs were threatening at all. They were shooting stuff, but in this they were we can't beat that. We're only 2 people.
Right.
We can't beat that thing.
Right.
Dig a hole.
Start digging.
Digging. Something that Filoni and Favreau and what's the female director's name?
For episode 4.
Yes,
Bryce Dallas Harper.
Thank you.
Bryce
thank
Dallas something. Sorry.
Yeah. They're doing such a good job of showing emotion through a helmet.
Yeah.
I feel for that guy, and he's wearing a helmet.
Well, shout out to Pedro Pascal for acting with a helmet on and being able to portray that too. I mean, obviously the directing and show writing helps a ton too, but
all he can do is nod or shake. It's not I don't know, man.
there's more going on than
Yeah,
just him.
it's magic,
Yeah.
and he makes you feel. And then the whole ball thing with Yoda baby
Yeah.
and the ship, that's awesome.
That's the best.
It is the best. I look forward to more.
I really want to see what happens because clearly sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
We look forward to more because clearly Mando can't relax and Baby Yoda can't relax.
No.
He would have settled down here if they didn't get attacked again.
But what's also awesome is that I never thought so many of those tracking fobs
Would be a thing.
would be given for Yoda baby, and nobody's ever tried to get Yoda baby.
They've always tried to kill him.
Nobody, but they're still alive. All the people, all the bounty hunters have it, but they've never actually gone after him, or they just haven't succeeded.
Well, no, because I think the Mandalorian clan wiped out all the bounty hunters on that planet.
There's more than that.
Well, I know there is, and obviously we see one of them in episode 4. But I think they just got thwarted. They didn't find because I don't think the fobs are that accurate. They're just beeping. You know what I mean? They don't show you what planet they're on.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, how many more are there?
A lot.
And when does IG-11 come back for the baby? And Mando has to fight IG-11 again,
that would be crazy.
or IG-12,
or whatever.
Yeah. Anyways, the last thing I want to say.
Yeah.
Let me get Driggsy back.
Right. So I'll block out our notes here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm back.
All right.
So this you can answer. We wanted to ask what you think of. Well, what? So do you like The Mandalorian? Let me start off there.
So far, I'm loving it, man. So, I've heard it described a couple times. Do you guys watch the Tested podcast or listen to the Tested podcast?
Nope.
It's I'm trying. Their names are blanking. I'm blanking on their names right now. But essentially, one of the guys from the MythBusters, Adam Savage, and a couple other people. They talk about VR, and now they're talking about The Mandalorian. And one of the points they brought up was how this show is heavily influenced by spaghetti westerns.
Yes, exactly. A fistful of dollars.
And yeah, exactly. And my brother, who's a huge Star Wars fan and he's a fan of westerns, he brought the same point up to me as well. So then we watched the first 2 episodes on Thanksgiving, and I fell in love with it. And I really can't wait to continue it.
Okay. So there's a new podcast called Jabba the Pod. So they did a bonus episode yesterday or something, and I listened to it today.
Mm-hmm.
They had the head of the Foley actors
Yep.
for Skywalker Sound, and he talks about all the sound and how they did it for The Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
And they talked how they did put bones, boot spurs, in the sounds when Mando's walking.
Oh, that's
To
perfect.
make it, to
That's
make it
really cool.
Yeah, to make it sound like it's more Western.
Yeah.
And, Driggsy, you weren't here the last episode when I said the thing that's special about The Mandalorian, and this is credit to Doc Sotor, all we've known since Star Wars began 42 years ago is the Jedi Knight story. And now we're getting the bounty hunter story. And it's still Star Wars. It's still happening, but it's a whole new story that's never been explored.
Yeah. It's a whole new
Very
perspective.
You know what I mean? So that's why people are loving it, which leads us to this question that Nick's about to drop on us.
Yes. So, do you think The Mandalorian is and will be better than Rise of Skywalker is going to be?
Oof. I think that the Rise of Skywalker, the expectations are so low for everyone. I think that, after the past 2 movies, people are kind of like fed up with it, and they're not, I don't know, their hopes aren't as high for it, but The Mandalorian came out of nowhere, and it's killing it. Like, it's so good.
Yeah, because there's no expectations. It's like, oh my God, this is great. Yeah, because it so far exceeds them.
Well, The Mandalorian saved Fallen Order. I believe it through and through. So Fallen Order is a good game. But do you realize there's been no talk about Fallen Order? It's just selling everywhere you look. But nobody's talking about it because everybody is talking about The Mandalorian. If Fallen Order came out and there was no Mandalorian, that's all people would be talking about it, and all they would be doing is shitting on it.
Yeah, I don't know that if they'd be shitting on it so much, because we talked about this last episode a bit too. I think it's a good game, but I don't think it would be as positive of a vibe going on for sure. I think they definitely help each other.
Mm-hmm.
There's a mutually beneficial relationship between the two, for sure. If I may, Marcus, what do you think about the Mando versus Rise of Skywalker?
Listen, I've been watching Star Wars since I was a baby. Okay,
Right.
I like The Mandalorian, but like the Rise of the Skywalker is my entire life, like a saga ending that's been involved in my entire life.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you could say what you want about like The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens and the prequels and all that stuff, but the Star Wars has been my life, my whole life.
Yeah.
So I would say I'm more emotionally attached to Rise of Skywalker. Good, bad, indifferent, whatever. It's still the last movie in this saga.
Right.
And I'm so excited for it that I don't care if it's bad. Well, you know what? I'm still going to the theater and watching it 2 times in the first night.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm still going to love every moment of it because this is it. And like the next one, when it comes out and it's the Old Republic or whatever the next series of movies is, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But like, enjoy it for what we're getting because this is it.
Right. I'm with you. My philosophy personally I love The Mandalorian, and I have like not a whole lot of expectations. Kind of what you were saying, Driggs, about how there's not a lot of expectations for Rise of Skywalker for me, just because the first 2 weren't very good. So I'm kind of like expecting the worst, hoping for the best type of deal. I'm like cautiously optimistic, but I think just like the medium that the 2 are presented on, TV shows versus movies, I think TV shows are far better to tell a story in than a 2.5-hour movie is. You just have more screen time. You can just do more in the TV show storytelling wise than you can with a movie because you just have more screen time and you have more time to develop it too because it comes out over a long period of time.
Right.
It's easier to. I just feel like it's easier to tell a story across a season of TV shows, even if it's only 8 episodes or whatever, than it is in like one 2-hour segment, 2.5-hour, whatever it is, segment of media, So for that reason alone, I think The Mandalorian automatically gets a leg up. But that's not to say that this movie, might be better than the Mandalorian TV show was. That might be the case. And there's certainly movies that are.
It's hard to compare.
It's hard to compare movies to TV shows, But that being is The Lord of the Rings better than like some TV shows? Like, yeah, for sure. But is it better than Game of Thrones? Well, I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah, it kind of depends. Like, you know what I mean? But so it's I just think I think that long form TV show format is way better for telling a story. So that's kind of where I sit on that.
Now I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Do you think that Mandalorian would have been as good if it was all released at once?
No.
Yeah, Marcus definitely is in the no camp on that one.
because you have so you've watched 2 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what happened in those 2 episodes, and you're starving for more.
Mm-hmm.
If they released everything at once, you would have watched the whole thing, been like, "Oh, that was a cool season. It's over."
And be like done with it.
You know what I mean?
Like the
Did you
Stranger
watch-
Things
Yeah.
effect.
Do you watch Stranger Things?
Yeah, I watched Stranger Things and I watched it in like 2 days.
Okay, so you didn't. My wife and I, we watch one episode every couple days because we like watch one and then like get busy with life, and then we watch another one. So we actually get to enjoy some of like, and we talk about, oh, did you see what Elle did? Oh, Hopper this and Hopper that. You know what I mean? Where
Yeah.
the Mandalorian is like, Nick and I will be texting each other right after we watch the episodes, like, holy shit, this is going to happen. No, this is going to happen. And it creates that buzz for us
For like a whole week.
for like a whole week. So then it in turn makes you even more excited. Oh, tomorrow's Friday. We're getting another episode. I
Right.
can't wait.
Like
Yeah.
And then like tomorrow night we're going to talk about it. Cuz I feel like the whole binge thing, I understand why they did it, but when they first came out with the binge, they didn't think people would just like every show would be released that way. And now that it's weekly, for me, it makes me happy.
It makes you like savor the content
Yes.
more personally.
Definitely.
So like
I feel like this might kind of do away with the whole binge culture. Like I'm really curious to see if other shows now start to release on a weekly basis because of how well Mandalorian's doing.
yeah, I think they will. I
No,
mean,
they are.
I think this might not be a great example, but like Rick and Morty still releases on a weekly basis. Granted, they're on Adult Swim, so that's a regular TV network, but
Well, Netflix
Still.
announced right after Disney Plus announced that they're going to be releasing their content weekly. Netflix announced that certain Netflix originals will be now weekly.
right.
Like Stranger
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so Stranger Things, well, and too, if you release it weekly, that means you're stretching out your subscription. So if there's 8 episodes, that's 2 months worth of subscription somebody's paying.
versus one month.
Whether look at Stranger Things comes out, I subscribe to Netflix for 1 month, cancel it because everything else on Netflix is garbage, or for me, whatever.
Yeah,
And then you move on to the next thing.
right.
So, Stranger Things is totally going to be a weekly episode the next season.
I agree. If I had to guess, I'd agree with that.
100%.
Yeah, because it just
Yeah.
stretches out the
people
engagement.
love it, and I don't have time to just sit down and binge something. I don't.
Yeah, and I don't think a lot of people do. I
Well,
mean,
you-
like college kids do, and people who are like retired. But like most people who work all the time, you don't have time to sit down and watch an entire, like take a whole day to do that. You have like a couple hours,
Right.
at
Or
the
if
end of
you
a day or a
stream
weekend
5
or
days a
something.
week.
or if you're streaming 5 days a week, like some people.
Yeah. Anyway,
So, anyways, in guild news,
so far in 2019, the SOTOR division of AIE has had 300 command ranks achieved by countless characters in our guild's Summer of Love. Summer of 300.
also they've had 253 characters at the new expansion level cap of 75.
90 guild conquest weekly objectives completed.
47 different mandatory fun nights.
47 SOTOR Skate podcast episodes.
26 Working Class Nerds podcast episodes.
I can't believe you deal with me that long.
Me neither. Well, this is episode 59, so this has been quite the journey.
Big 60 coming up. 11 monthly epic guild activities.
Mega. Also, 5 operations teams, including a new one added this fall.
4 guild ship rooms unlocked through guild group efforts.
2 IRL or in real life meetups at the Star Wars Celebration in Chicago and the New York City Cantina. What up?
Yeah, we had so much fun there. Shout out to Max buying all those drinks at the bar.
Oh yeah, shout out. Yes, thank you, Max.
I remember I ordered burger sliders. It was like 2 a.m.
Yep.
And I was like, I'll eat a burger slider. And Nick and Kogus ate the other 2. They only gave me 3. And they were like, are you going to eat those? Because I was busy talking, drinking. And
Yeah, that was funny.
It was fun.
You got your sliders jacked.
Yep.
Also, we got one big expansion with tons of guild events, all centered around 6.0 Onslaught.
Welcome to the all-new guild members, especially in the last month, and a huge thank you to the entire AIE SOTOR crew for continuing to come together and keep the fun going in 2019.
And if all this sounds fun to you, go to aie-guild.org, jump in the Discord, and ask for a guild invite. Whether or not you play SOTOR or any of the other games we play, and we mean any other game. There's people who play the games that you play.
Everything.
Everything. We would love to have you. Come on down. aie-guild.org. Come hang out with us.
Nick, we're at 50 minutes. Are you doing the pee-pee dance?
Yes, I could literally explode. I'll be right back.
Geez, Nick, hurry up. We're trying to finish this podcast.
And we're back. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get into these hard-hitting questions for Driggsy here about all of his streaming things. So first off, tell us about your gaming background and what was your first system/game?
All right, so I've been playing video games since I was a young kid. My older brothers actually got me into gaming. I have an older brother that's 10 years older than me and another brother that's 8 years older than me. So, when I was born in 1994. So the first game system that I ever played was the Super Nintendo. Like, I clearly remember playing Pilot Wings back when I barely even knew how to play it. But yeah, that was the first game and first system that I clearly remember. I've been gaming ever since. Like, my brothers kind of faded out of the gaming scene, but I took over. I took over all their old consoles. Like, the last console that they got was the Sega Dreamcast.
Ooh, that's a good system.
And dude, to this day,
Underrated.
I think that's one of my favorite systems. Super underrated. I wish it had a DVD drive, because if it did, then I think that it might have actually competed against the PlayStation 2
I know.
when that released.
It got killed by the PS2, I think, though.
Everything got killed by the PlayStation 2.
Yeah, the PlayStation 2 conquered all.
I could watch movies, DVDs,
Yeah,
on my PlayStation.
that was revolutionary.
That was not real.
Okay,
It's so weird. It's so weird to think about that nowadays, huh?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I was making an inappropriate joke with Marcus.
What is your favorite genre of game?
Favorite genre? So I'd have to go with first-person shooters. Like, they've always been my go-to game. I used to play a lot of Counter-Strike back in the day. Counter-Strike 1.6, and then moved on to Counter-Strike Source. And then by the time Counter-Strike Global Offensive came out, I was in college. I wasn't able to play as much. But yeah, I've sunk my fair amount of hours in Global Offensive, and I love it, dude. It's so good.
So we know you're a game streamer, so can you tell us a little bit about your channel, what you stream, what your schedule is like, and what it takes to be a good game streamer?
Ooh, a lot of questions. All right, so what's the first question?
I forgot to.
So tell us about your channel.
My channel. All right, so I've been streaming on, in general, since July 2016. I started on Twitch, and then about 6 months in, I switched over to Mixer. So at that time, it was called Beam, and this was right before Microsoft bought Beam, and then shortly after, Microsoft changed it from Beam to Mixer, and yeah, man, I've been enjoying it ever since. I stream every Sunday through Thursday at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and go until around midnight, somewhere around there.
Whoa.
Sometimes a little bit later. Yeah. Sometimes a little bit later, depending on how the viewership is going, how the games are going, if I'm having the energy, if the G Fuel's kicking in. But then the next day, I definitely regret it.
Yeah, but that's a strict stream schedule.
Yeah. So I definitely think so. Whenever someone asks me Driggsy, what can I do to first get into streaming? What do you recommend? The number one thing that I would always say is make a schedule and stick to that schedule. I think that by giving yourself that sort of daily or every other day sort of commitment, it kind of, you hold yourself to it, and by holding yourself to it, that's going to hopefully allow you to grow. Because what happens a lot with streaming is someone will start streaming, they get all super enthusiastic about it. They go in, they buy all the equipment, they start streaming, and they might not get any viewers the first stream. And then they get discouraged. And then they'll try again a couple days later. Still no viewers. Get discouraged. And then they might not ever hit that go live button again because they're discouraged. They think that there's no chance that they're going to get any viewers. But the key is, if you keep on going with it, eventually you'll have someone that'll pop into your channel. Eventually you'll have someone that'll start a conversation with you. And then from there, it just keeps on growing.
I would say I have not streamed because of the commitment thing, because it's crazy for me, to think like you're doing it 5 days a week from 9 to midnight. Right? That's a serious commitment to your viewership. But the hardest thing for me is it amazes me how well you guys keep up with chat while playing a game.
Yeah, Marcus and I struggle with that when we're doing a live podcast episode. And we're just talking. We're not even playing a game.
I can't even imagine playing a game and focusing on chat.
Yeah, there's definitely... So it all depends on the type of game that you're playing, I would say. Like... That's one of the reasons why I really enjoy streaming Battle Royale games. Because, for the first, maybe 10 or 15 minutes of the game, it might not be too action-packed. Like, you might just be looking for guns or looting materials and things like that. So you're able to really, tend to your chat, during those, low-stress situations. And I think that's really why the Battle Royale genre has blown up over the past couple of years. Like, it's a direct correlation between battle royales and streaming, how they both kind of propelled each other to the top. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you have that lull and then you have the action. So as you need to focus, your audience can is also doesn't want to hear you interacting with them. They also want to focus on your action gameplay. So it works out nicely to where okay, they're engaged with you while you're gathering things, then as things intensify, they're locked in on the gameplay and so are you, so it works out perfectly.
Yeah, exactly. And I forget where I heard this, but it might have been on another podcast or even another stream. I forget where it was, but they pretty much described it how Battle Royales are the perfect game for streaming because every single game is different. It's a different story. You drop in, and that's the beginning of the story, And then as the story progresses, as it goes through, hopefully at the end you get that victory royale. It's just kind of a unique experience every time,
I agree. Apex Legends is so good. It's so good. I love that.
Apex is awesome.
I love the game, but I'm terrible at it.
Yeah.
And what I do like is you drop in, you get killed, you're murked, done. Instantly. It's always me. But you can jump right into the next one, and that's what I like, that you don't have to wait until the people win to go into the next match. You know what I mean?
Right.
You don't have to watch that bullshit.
Apex did a really good job with that, with pioneering that ready up immediately system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, and I think I just like the graphics of it. It reminds me so much of Call of Duty. In the play of it, maybe it's that future sci-fi kind of thing, and I don't think I could handle. I've never played Fortnite, but I don't think I could handle building and constructing and trying to shoot somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, never mind throwing a chat in there on the same time.
Exactly. No, I watched it last night, Nick, and he's building these towers with these buildings, and people are shooting the building, and he's shooting them back, but then he's building a building, and then this dude dies, and he's from the other side of the map. And I'm like, how the fuck did you even shoot that guy or see that guy? I didn't see him.
Right.
Did not see him. And I'm like, wow.
It definitely takes some time to get used to. And I hate to admit this, but Epic, the Epic game launcher, it ratted on me because it told me how many days I've been playing Fortnite for.
How many days?
Oh, Lord.
As of last night, I was up to 29 days.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know if that counts time in menu. But
probably.
Yeah, it
I
probably
really
does.
hope it does.
Yeah,
oh man, I really hope it does.
Well, yeah, but
yeah, but you got to think Fortnite's been out for a couple of years now.
Yeah, but when Call of Duty Black Ops came out, I think I literally had the same in days.
Yeah, Marcus played Call of Duty Black Ops 1. You would go to work, questionable shower, and then just jam on Call of Duty Black Ops all night. Yeah,
match after match. So I get it, but it's now I should look at how many SOTOR hours I have.
That would be probably 100 days.
I don't know.
You've been playing for years.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, well, think of it. You played 4 hours at a clip. if you're like doing a op or something.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Crazy.
It's
So
easily 100 days.
all right, so this is the $1 million question.
Yep.
Yes.
Mixer over Twitch, when Twitch is the biggest streaming platform, or was, I know Mixer's making a big like rise, because even at PAX East, Twitch was nowhere to be found. And maybe it's because like Twitch has the market and is doing everything. They don't need to promote because they're already huge. So why did you pick Mixer over Twitch, or it was Beam back then?
Well, so really quick, I just want to address your other question about like PAX East and Twitch not having a presence there. Reason why is because they have their own convention. They have TwitchCon out in California. So, they kind of feel, they don't need to come to PAX anymore because they have literally their own convention that's focused just on Twitch.
Yeah,
so,
but that's dumb. That's stupid. If you want to you marketing 101, you make visibility equals credibility equals profitability.
Right.
You know what I mean?
True.
And for me, okay, so I'm at PAX East, and I'm like, well, where's Twitch? And I'll
True.
go check out the Mixer booth. Now, I've never streamed before. Wow, this is pretty sweet. Oh, this dude has like 25,000 followers, and he's only been doing it since 2016 or 2017. Wow, that's pretty fucking sweet. And I could they're so nice to talk to you about it. And next thing you know, I start streaming, and they are earning money off of me streaming.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Eventually or whatever. So why wouldn't you still make a presence there, whether you have a con or not?
I mean, look at
Sure.
They've got more money than God.
right. Well, this is a little bit different field, but look at the Audio-Technica microphones we're talking into right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we like Audio-Technica. I think we both had a set of their headphones, but they just had a whole booth set up with microphones for you to try out or to like buy, essentially, so that we went up to them. They were really nice to us. We're like, hey, they have a good deal. Let's just go with this.
Right, and my mic was messed up when I got home,
Right.
and they took right care of it.
Right. So it was like that. They were there. We were in person.
Yeah,
Because of their presence there, we bought their product.
and I wanted the Shure mic.
We wanted Sure, and they talked and like because they were talked about it with us and said like, hey, look at this product.
And
Is
they're like, these are better
arguably better.
mics than the SM. Was it the SM58? SM58 Shure.
I think
He's
so,
like,
yeah.
this is a better mic than that.
Yeah.
It's your mid-range mic, not the super one that you have, Driggs, that I am.
Oh,
this SM7B. I love
Yeah.
this thing.
Oh my
Yeah.
Manta.
That's that $400 of just pure heaven,
Yeah.
worth every.
Are you using
dollar.
that now?
Yeah, that's what I'm using currently.
Oh, okay. Very nice.
So,
So I have this plugged into a Go XLR, and then that's actually going through my streaming computer, and then I have that routing through Voice Meter Banana into you guys, like through my gaming computer into you
Right.
guys.
okay,
bit complicated,
Mega
but-
quality.
yeah. So I'm gonna get to that question next, but I'm gonna circle back. Why Mixer over
Yes.
Twitch?
Yes, my apologies. So, all right. So the reason why I chose Mixer over Twitch, so I had just started streaming on Twitch. I was doing it for about 4 months, and I remember seeing an article on Engadget saying that Beam had acquired a new streaming service. So I immediately checked it out. I made an account, and I found a random person playing Halo because I was like, oh yeah, Microsoft. I'm gonna go find a Halo game. When I put my first message in chat, the streamer messaged me back or responded back to me immediately. And when I had that first interaction, it was mind-blowing. I couldn't believe how quick it's called FTL encoding. I couldn't believe how quick the FTL encoding was. And FTL stands for faster than light. And basically what that enables is for sub-second delay. And so the big advantage that this has over Twitch is, so if you're watching a Twitch stream and they don't have their low latency mode on, which is something I believe that's in beta right now, or it might be out of beta. I'm not sure. I don't really spend too much time on Twitch these days. It could take 3 to 5 seconds for the streamer to respond, if not a little bit more.
Yes,
And so
I know exactly what you're talking about. It's so fucking
Okay.
irritating.
Cool. So I'm so happy that you know what I mean, because having that disconnect between your message and when the streamer responds, it feels impersonal. It doesn't feel as personal as the Mixer chat integration does. And
Yes.
the main reason why I stream is because I like talking to my viewers. Like, I like talking to the people that are in the chat. And so when I experienced FTL for the first time, I was like, this is it, Chief. This is it right here. And yeah, it took me a little bit of time to move over from Twitch to Beam. But when I finally made the jump, my community was super happy with it.
I remember when you did it.
Yeah. I remember that too. I think that was around the time, like, I think one of the paintball events that we were at or something. I forget, but I remember talking to you about it.
Yep. And it's really sweet to hear, but I do agree with you with the chat, because I'll be watching a friend play PvP and in whatever they're playing, and they'll do something dope or they'll win or something will happen, and I'll be like, oh my God, that was epic. And literally it doesn't pop up on their chat for 5, 6, 7 seconds, and they're like, what was amazing? Because that 5 or 6, 7 seconds is old news.
Right.
They could be in the heart of another battle in 5 or 6 seconds.
Right.
Wow, that's crazy. So that's really the only reason?
So that's not the only reason. I would say that's definitely like 75% of the reason why I switched over. The other remaining pieces why was because, Beam or Mixer, I'll just call it Mixer from here on out.
Please.
Mixer was super close knit. Everyone on the platform was super nice to each other, super friendly. So every time that I went into a stream and just talked to the streamer and their chat were super welcoming. And so just those vibes of, everyone loving streaming, everyone loving gaming, it just drew me right in. And then there was the fact that, hey, like, if I make a splash in this platform now, who knows where it could be 3, 5 plus years from now,
Yeah, like look at people
sort
who
of
started making YouTube videos when YouTube was like in its infancy. And
right.
They're
exactly.
By now they're giant. Yeah.
Exactly. And just going from my past experience, back in the day, I used to make Vines. It was like my little hobby that I did on the side, and I gained a decent following on that platform. And one of the things that I always kicked myself for was not starting on Vine the day that my friend told me about it. I remember my friend telling me about Vine. I downloaded it. I saw a stupid 6-second video about like a dog or something, and then I deleted the app. And then I re-downloaded the app 2 months later. I saw people had like millions of followers and everything. And then that's when it clicked with me. That's when I was like, oh, you can actually like gain a following on this app. And so I wanted to get ahead of myself with Mixer. I wanted to put my foot in the door and hit the ground running.
So I did a little research on Mixer, and something that, okay, we all play games to be social. We all play games or stream. If you stream, you're doing it for that social aspect. But there's also one other side that nobody talks about. It's the financial side. It's an opportunity for anybody to potentially earn a little bit of money, because who doesn't want to earn a little bit of extra money, right?
Especially if you can do it from your house.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it's you're doing the thing you love to do.
Yeah.
So the thing I understand, and maybe you can clarify this for me, is Twitch is a ripoff. So when you get money from Twitch, they take half of it, where Mixer does not.
Well, so when it comes to that, the reason why Twitch is taking half is because I'm guessing you mean like in terms of like subscriptions and things like that, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So Mixer does take their half. So whenever someone subscribes, it's $4.99 a month.
Yep.
I get half. Mixer gets half.
Sure.
And so that way, the platform can kind of keep on building upon itself, right? Like Mixer needs money.
Of course they do.
Yeah, it is funded by Microsoft, right? But Microsoft isn't going to continue funding a program that's not making them any money. So they definitely do have to make their money somehow. So with that being said, I'm not really sure exactly how much people get paid on Twitch, like per sub or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, just the fact, man, like just the fact that, you can play video games, you can stream, have fun, and maybe by chance make any money off of it at all, I think it's so incredible, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's something that I never thought would ever be possible. When I started streaming, money was not on my mind. Like I could give two shits if I made any money from streaming. And then once it started happening, like it was just mind-blowing. I don't know.
And it makes you love your community even more. And that,
Exactly.
you love playing the games and you love doing it, but now you're like, I want, like, these people are subbing and paying $4.99 to my channel every month.
Mm-hmm.
I want to stream Sunday through Thursday.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's an incentive for you to keep on creating content and to keep in touch with your community as a whole.
Something special that so I've been watching the different mixers because you're on there, and I'll lurk in your channel. I may not say something all the time because I'm not a Fortnite player, and it just boggles my mind that it anyway. So something that is cool that Mixer does that I kind of like, and so I've been watching your stream a little bit, and what I like is that the chat has a level up system. So there was a player in there or a viewer, I don't know what you would call him.
Yeah, viewer.
Viewer.
Yeah, so but he was like level 99 and I'm level 2. I'm like, wow, so this guy watches your stream a lot. So this guy is committed to your community. I respect this guy a lot because for somebody to subscribe or just come to your channel a lot and say hello, to me that's the best part, because you may not personally know this person, but you might know this person because you might know him as Nick Vern
51 or whatever.
51, and you may not know him as the real Nick, but this guy's in your stream always talking to you about whatever you're doing in game.
Right.
Yeah, that's a really cool like outsider perspective to kind of interpret the level up system. I've never heard it that way before. Like coming from like another viewer respecting another viewer based on their level. Like that's really, really interesting to hear. Like from my perspective, it kind of just shows like how devoted someone is to the channel and how much time they've spent in there. And that's mind blowing. Like to see someone have like a level 60 or like 65 or something like that. It's something that they just added not too long ago. I want to say like 4 or 5 months ago. But yeah, I think it's a really cool feature that, it's one of those other things that Mixer has over Twitch. It's just kind of innovative, that's what Mixer is all about. Like they're trying to bring new features to the streaming platform as a whole and to streaming in general that, I feel like Twitch is kind of lagging behind in some regards,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. That's cool too. Like you can, it seems a little silly, but even as a viewer, like as you're leveling up watching the stream, it's like, I don't like it. It's kind of like in Call of Duty. Like I don't really care about my level. I more care about the stuff I unlock. But in some respects, it does. When you're in a lobby and you see people that are like level 155 and I'm level 30 something, I'm like, damn, someday I'll get there. But like if you see somebody level 65 or 60 or 90 and you're level 2, you're like, oh, like I'm gonna keep watching. Like I don't want to be a noob. I want to be like one of the vets in here listening to the stream. And it's like triggers that little like sense of accomplishment. Like, hey, now I'm level 30. Like, I'm doing a lot better in my streaming fandom. You know what I mean? Like, people like that little sense of progress. And that's just
that's
like,
really cool.
It's like more incentive to keep watching your stream. It's just built into the platform. That's great. It's silly, but it works.
What's that thing in your head, Nick, when it releases and it gives you like happiness?
Dopamine.
Okay. So I was level 1 in Driggsy's thing, and I got level 2, and I was like, boom.
Dopamine.
So,
what up?
level 2 over here. You know
Sense
what I
of
mean?
accomplishment.
And it made me like excited. I was like, wow, that was a level up. I didn't even have to do anything. All I had to do was say hello.
Right.
Or
boom, level 2.
Yeah, boom, level 2. And it now I'm like, and just talking about it here, it's like, fuck, I want to watch the stream because now I want to level up again.
Right, so that next time you pop in, you don't look like such a noob at level 2.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so I do subscribe to a channel on Twitch. It's a good friend of mine. I really like his stream, how he does it. It's fun to watch, all that stuff. So he has emotes that unlock as you subscribe for more months. What do you do for your community as they subscribe for longer and longer? Do you do stuff like that?
So I wish that Mixer had that sort of functionality like implemented, where they had like multiple tier subscription badges. That'd be really, really, really cool. It's something that I feel like everyone has like kind of wished for. But yeah, so far I don't really have any sort of like progression in terms of, if someone subbed for 2, 3, 5 months, if basically it's just then as each month goes on, you have the sub perks. So the sub perks are, you get the golden D badge next to your name, so it kind of distinguishes you from everyone else in the chat. So yeah, a little joke in there, a little cheeky joke.
Yeah.
Get that
I
golden
like it.
D.
Yeah, that golden D.
And then like you get the global emotes, so you can use those emotes across all of Mixer. I have a couple that are like SpongeBob related, and they can be used in pretty cool ways. And then you also get the ability to play Fortnite with me, or any other games that I play. You can play in with me and hop in, and those are called like sub days, basically. And it's a very popular thing that streamers do, where it's like a way of kind of giving back to your subscribers that are subscribing to you, is that they can come in, they get priority to come in and play with you, and try to get that win. It's kind of like that sense of like bringing everyone together type of thing.
So do you get like your own server for that? Like how can you make a server like a subscriber only
Game essentially.
Yes.
Yeah, so like let's just talk like Fortnite, for example. So with Fortnite, pretty much I'll just have like a sub lobby, which essentially I'll have it open, and if they're subscribed to me, then I'll add them as a friend. And then when I add them as a friend, they can join on in to my game. And it's pretty simple. Like if I ever have a question, like, hey, I don't know, like Cloud9, I don't know, I'm just making up a random name. Cloud9, who are you? Like if it's someone I don't know, then they might give their name in Mixer, and I'd be like, oh, sorry, man, like you're not subscribed. This is a sub only game type of thing. And then, most of the time people are respectful and they'll leave.
Sure.
If they're not respectful, then I'll just kick them.
Yeah.
But that's the cool thing about Mixer, man, is that everyone on Mixer is nice. If I feel like everyone on Mixer is nice. Like, the community as a whole hasn't been spoiled, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Last question before
Fallen Order.
yeah. Is there anybody from your stream you want to give a shout out to? I know I'm throwing you right under the bus.
There's so many people, bro. All right, I want to give a shout out to my girlfriend, Tiny Heroin. Yeah, I actually met her because of streaming.
Wow.
Just pretty dope.
Whoa.
Yeah. I met her through Instagram because I posted a clip on Instagram, and then she followed me from that, and then yeah, it's all history from there. But yeah, she's been in my stream like pretty consistently. She's a moderator, a huge part of the community. Like, it's really cool when people in the community start talking to each other, and whenever Jess comes in, everyone says hi to Jess. So huge shout out to Jess. I also want to give a shout out to Akosin, who's one of my other really good friends in streaming that like I know IRL, and he's been a moderator for a long time. Borg, who was my first viewer, who's still a moderator to this day. Pretty crazy.
Wow, that's awesome.
And
Actually, you know what?
Last
night
so many
he
names
said,
I want to shout out, man. It's
call,
hard. It's
I'm gonna
really
call,
hard.
Yes. Oh well, anytime somebody calls you out on the spot, you always, it's always like that. But I do remember
your brain immediately dumps all the important
So this
info.
Borg person, I know this person because I saw it last night, and because Driggsy was like, "Oh, I'm going on the Working Class Nerds podcast." This dude Borg was like, "You should come on my podcast," and he's like, "Is it the Boardcast?" So yeah,
Dude,
I remember that last night.
He's had the same snarky like comments where he comes out of nowhere and he'll just like throw like a little jab at you or just say something funny, and yeah, man, he's awesome.
That's great.
And yeah, man, a shout out to everyone in the Driggsy division. Thank you guys so much for supporting the stream. Love you guys.
And how can people watch you on Mixer?
So if you do want to tune in, like I said, I stream every Sunday through Thursday, 9:00 p.m. till around midnight. And you can tune in at mixer.com/Driggsy. You can also find me on Instagram and Twitter at Driggsy_. I post on there pretty regularly. And a little bit of like an incentive. You guys, I didn't realize how big of Star Wars fans you guys were. I also play Beat Saber.
Oh,
which,
nice.
It's a fantastic game. I love streaming Beat Saber, and those typically happen on Sundays. So if you come in on a Sunday and I'm streaming Beat Saber, you can come in, request a song. I'll play the song for you and slice away.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about Jedi Fallen Order. So let's go around the horn. Marcus, I know you have not played it yet because you're not allowed to.
I'm not allowed to. So 3-year-old wants to get it for me for Christmas, and I'm not allowed to play it.
Right. Driggsy, how much have you played Fallen Order?
So right now I'm playing it on Jedi Grandmaster, and I'm 10 hours in. But because I'm playing on Jedi Grandmaster, I'm only on like the 3rd planet, I think.
Oh my!
Basically, I don't want to spoil anything.
Oh, dude,
But-
if you're already which planet are you on?
Okay, I'll just say this. I had to save the big hairy things.
Okay. Well, dude, you're doing great. So, first of all, Jedi Grandmaster is the hardest difficulty, right? So, and for reference, I've beaten the game, but I beat it on Jedi Knight, so the the normal mode, so to speak. So there's like story, there's Jedi Knight, Jedi Master, and then Jedi Grandmaster. So Marcus is deaf. Did you type something in chat that I didn't say?
No. You're good. You're good.
So I know Marcus is gonna play on story.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I am. I just want to enjoy. I like to enjoy the story. I don't want to get pissed off at the game because I want to enjoy the story. Like I do hard mode ops in my game. Like I don't need hard content
So
to enjoy a story game.
right.
Anyway, sorry.
So okay, so I didn't realize that you have played all the Dark Souls games. So that makes perfect sense why you're playing a Jedi Grandmaster. So for me, there are 2 types of games that I'm horrifically bad at: platformers and melee combat games. I am awful at it. I'm the worst gamer of all time. So so obviously I never touched I played the first Dark Souls game. Not what's the one before Dark Souls? I forget. It's not technically Dark Souls. It's something else. But anyways, I didn't play that one, but I played the first Dark Souls game a little bit, and I was awful at it. Even like Mario, the original Mario games, I've always been terrible at those.
Yeah.
Any platformer, I'm just horrific at. Right.
Yeah, I can't. I'm okay at melee games, but I cannot do.
Platformers.
Well, no, I can do platformers with a controller. If
Yeah.
I'm using a keyboard and mouse, I'm just terrible.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Yeah, there's no way. So originally, when I played Jedi Fallen Order, I was getting really frustrated, like, with like even on like the first planet, like the jumping and things. And I think I was just grumpy, like after work one day. But, I like kept missing like the rope when you had to like just swing across a gap, or like I kept like somehow managing to just fall to my death on like that first planet. When you try to use the zip line, I like didn't realize you have to press X to like use the zip line. And I don't know what I was doing, but I like even made a post on Reddit like, hey, like, are the zip lines broken for anybody else? Like, am I an idiot? Like, why am I just falling to my death over and over and over on the first planet here? It was
So were you an idiot?
yes, I was an idiot. All you got to do is press X and hold it. That's literally all you have to do.
Oh, you were just hitting X once?
I don't know. I was like, so you have to. What you do is you jump off and then press X. So you kind of have to press X is also the jump button, but you just jump at the zip line and then just hold X and you're fine. But I don't know. I was like jumping and not holding it down, and I would just like jump at the zip line and fall to my death. Or maybe my game had a little bug in it. I don't know. But I was getting really frustrated. And then I'm also terrible at melee combat, and obviously you're using a lightsaber, so. So it's all melee combat, and it's real melee combat. Like, you have to parry, like you have to block attacks. It's not just like late stages of God of War where you're just a machine and you just keep mashing the attack button and you're gonna be fine. Like, you have to actually like dodge things and like parry attacks from people with other melee weapons, or like if you want to deflect a blaster bolt, you have to like parry it. Like, as soon when it's close to you, you click the button. You know, like, and I wasn't used to that, so I'm just playing on Jedi Knight.
I can't even imagine doing that on a hard difficulty.
Yeah, so like that's why like some of those Dark Souls games or Sicario or like any of those style.
What's the other one that's really, really hard?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of. Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Bloodborne. Yep. I think it's made by some of the same people, right?
Yeah, Bloodborne's made by the same people that made Dark Souls.
Correct. And then Sicario is a different studio, but kind of similarly difficult melee mechanics, right?
Yeah, definitely inspired.
Yeah, isn't it like you get hit once in those games, you're dead?
More or less. Some of the spots. So, long story short, I hated it at first, and I'm like, this game is stupid. Like, I didn't think that like I could be bad at it. I was like, that didn't cross my mind. And then I was like, okay, like then I think I played it like 2 days later, and I was like, okay, like come on, just focus. Like maybe you're just not used to melee combat games. Like you've never, you were God of War and Shadow of Mordor are the only ones that I played, but those are you don't have to dodge. Like it's not the same. It's not a real melee combat game. Neither of those are. So then I gave it a real shot, and it's like, okay, you have like where you jump actually matters. You can't just like jump in the general direction of a wall and you're automatically grab it. Like you have to focus. It's a platformer. That's part of the mechanics of the game. It's not supposed to be just like transportation from A to B, like between your fights. Like the platforming is part of the game. So I had to sort of make that mental transition. And once I did that, oh my god, this game is great. It's way better once you realize, like, hey, the platforming's part of it, and the melee combat is supposed to be really difficult. You're not just supposed to get through hordes of enemies like you do in God of War. So it's like that challenge is part of the game. And once I kind of maybe this is just a unique problem to me, but I thought it was awesome once I figured it out.
Doesn't it feel so incredible when you're having a difficult time trying to defeat like a group of enemies, and then you finally nail it? And you take them all out. Doesn't it just feel so good, like
yes,
so redeeming?
Exactly. So on Bogano, did you find like the world? I'll call it the world boss there. It's the big froggy thing that like you fall into the pit and find.
Oh yeah. If you get hit by him once on Jedi Grandmaster, you're dead.
Yeah. So I think it's like a 3-shot kill or something like earlier, and I could not figure it out. Even the smaller versions of that thing would fuck me up. So I was having trouble with, and even when I beat the game and went back to Bogano, like those things were still messing me up. I don't know if it's
you
just
mean like the little rat guys, right?
No, well the rat guys too, because like you have to act like they immediately attack you, so you have to block their first attack. I feel like, and then you can attack. I don't know how the mechanics are in Jedi Grandmaster, but
no, it's the same exact thing, same thing.
So like that I wasn't used to too, and it's like the first level. Like you're not expecting to have to block. I feel like it's almost to teach you that, hey, you need to block the enemy attacks. You know what I mean? With the little rat guys. But what are they called? The big frog things.
I can believe. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, and you're probably all gonna hate me for this. Because I'm streaming this game and I'm talking in my chat so often, I literally don't even know like what's going on in the story. Like I have to ask. I feel so bad for saying that, but I have to ask my chat like what exactly is happening because I'm not paying attention.
Yeah, I mean,
but
that shows. Okay, so that's the difference between somebody playing a game and somebody streaming a game.
Right.
You're so immersed in your chat and your community that you're not paying attention to the game. You're paying attention to your peeps.
Right, which like if you're streaming, you kind of have to. So that totally makes sense. But you generally, you're a Padawan that survived Order 66. That's like in the trailer.
Yes.
Initiate Order 66.
Yeah, and then you're just surviving afterwards. But I don't want to say too much because Marcus hasn't played it. But it's great. And do you know how much of the story there is? Like how many planets there are total?
I feel like there's not too many planets, and you end up going back to the planets and like revisiting them and going to like new areas of the same planet that you were on.
Yeah, because you can get different force abilities that unlock different areas of the map, essentially.
So that is that's something that brings me back to like my Castlevania Symphony of the Night days.
Yeah,
because that's still my favorite game of all time.
I feel like you're gonna love this game
because
yeah,
I loved
love it,
like when you were in the library and you didn't have double jump.
Right.
And you saw the treasure box sitting up top, and you're like, you son of a bitch, I want you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, you get the double jump, and that's the first goddamn place you go. You're like, fuck it, I'm not killing you, boss. I'll be back. I need the double jump.
I need that treasure chest that I needed the double jump. That is,
yes.
That verbatim happens in this game.
Yes.
The whole time.
Yeah.
The whole time you play. You're like, fuck you, golden treasure chest. Sometimes literally golden color.
Well, that's...
I want to go get that thing.
Right, and that's why I'm so, like, I'm worried about this because, I play games at night.
Right.
And it's going to be like, I'm going to be like, my arms are going to be, like, out to the side, and I'm going to be pulling back and forth
between SOTOR
and Fallen Order.
Yeah.
The only saving grace is, can I play that game and Julia watch?
Yeah.
Or is it too like?
Yeah.
Is
yeah,
it
you're
too
fine.
Like, because I'll be killing stormtroopers and stuff.
No, it's Disneyified. So like you kill them, but nothing gets dismembered. Like it's just like the original trilogy sort of like violence. Like if you hack somebody with a lightsaber, they just kind of fall over.
All
Like
right.
there'll be like a slash across their armor that's like orange, but there's no blood. No limbs fall off. You know what I mean?
That's kind of...
It's a little lame, but like
Yeah.
I get it. You know,
Well, that'll be how I get to play it.
right?
I'll-
It's like have Julia.
She'll watch me.
Yeah,
I'll stream for her.
perfect.
There's this really cool like effect that happens in the game, and it's very similar to Dark Souls, where you'll be traveling down this one path, and you'll find a locked door, and you try to go down into that locked door, and you can't, obviously. So you just continue down your same path. You continue going, and you'll take like a left or a right, and you'll just follow the path, and then you'll unlock a door, and you'll go through that door, and you'll realize, oh shit, that was the door that I was trying to unlock 10 minutes ago.
Right. So it's
So
like
it kind of wraps around. It's just really cool. Oh man, it's mind blowing when it happens, because it's like, oh my god, we're here again. And I don't know, it's this really cool thing. And Marcus, I'm so excited for you to like experience it, because it's really cool.
and it keeps happening over and over and over. Especially like as you get to the later planets, you'll see this too, Driggsy. As you explore more, like and revisit places and things, like the maps just get more and more complicated, and there's more layers, and you'll be like 3 layers under or above where you were before, and then all of a sudden you'll slide down something or climb up really far, and then all of a sudden you unlock a door and you're like, oh my god, I'm way back here, this is great, now I have a giant shortcut. It's that keeps happening the whole game, and it's really cool.
I love it. It can't happen enough. That's how much I love it.
Yeah.
Maybe if I really want to play it,
Yep.
maybe I stream it.
You should, and have Julia come watch you. Who cares?
Well, no, it'll give me a reason to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think you
because then
should.
I'll be forced to play it.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of people like to watch this game because if you're not the greatest at it, it might be really difficult for you, especially if you've never played a Dark Souls game. And people like to watch you struggle, and they like to watch you like understand the mechanics and start to get it and start to pick it up.
Right.
So yeah, it might be pretty good for you to start streaming.
Absolutely.
I have the personality for it.
You do.
Comedy
It's
show.
great though, and the story is really cool. Like obviously from the trailers you can see there's Inquisitors in it, which is a whole unexplored section of like the Star Wars lore.
Well, there were Inquisitors in Rebels and the Clone Wars. Not the Clone Wars, I'm sorry, Rebels.
Yeah, but that's it. Just in Rebels.
Yep.
But you don't get any of their origin story in Rebels, right?
No. They're just hunting down the Jedi.
You get their origin story by the end of the story in this.
That's sweet.
That's the mega spoiler I want to avoid. I'm not going to tell you how the heck they come to be.
well,
but-
Initiate Order 66.
Yeah, you can get the gist. But it's really cool. They show it, and it's really cool, and it's really well implemented. And Driggsy, I'll have to get some more contact info later, because once you finish the game for real, or I'll just subscribe to you on Mixer and watch you finish the game, and then I'll blow up,
Hey.
and I'll just blow up your chat. But
See, that is the fun part about that, is you can just say ridiculous shit, and it just to be able to watch their faces react to it, because they're just like, you son of a bitch.
The end of that game is incredible. The only thing that kind of is not great is you can't. My biggest gripe is you can't replay the final level of the game. Essentially, like there's a the end of the game is like one mission that you can't replay. Like the rest of it, you can go back to all the planets and explore and unlock all those doors you may have missed, and get the golden chest you may have missed or whatever. But the final mission is like a linear like one shot thing, and it's done fantastically. But that's my only gripe, is I can't go back and replay that after. And my other gripe is like I want like a new game plus mode, to where like you keep all of your cosmetic things that you get, and then like just replay like the story and re-get your force abilities and things like that. That's what I super want.
I really want a yellow lightsaber.
That'd be cool.
blade.
Okay,
Yellow.
I'm not saying a word.
I
One
know
way.
you can make a yellow lightsaber blade. You can make any color you want.
Can you make purple?
Yeah, of course you can. Who doesn't want to be Mace Windu?
I want to be Mace Windu. All I have is blue and green right now.
Right.
You're going to be able to have every color.
I hope.
Yeah.
Well, I'm neither
Red.
going to confirm nor deny.
Well, why would you ever want red?
Okay. All right. Never mind.
Why would you ever want red?
Let me backpedal here.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I think we got to wrap this show up because Driggsy's going to the dark side.
That's true.
Driggsy, tell everybody again. Tell everybody again where they can find you.
All right, so you can find me Sunday through Thursday, 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at mixer.com/Driggsy, or on Twitter and Instagram at Driggsy_. And I post on there fairly regularly. Post your memes, daily content, daily stories, keep you laughing, keep you snorting through your nose, exhaling and whatnot.
Perfect.
Yeah, hit me with that follow.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for coming on.
All right, thank you guys so much for having me. That was a ton of fun.
What are you guys talking about in here?
Find out next episode of Working Class Nerds.